Okay, so I think let's start with um, the one with the super. I think that's Desperado. And
Well,
then,
yeah, you know what you can do? You can say, Bruno, you've written a lot of blogs. Tell us about some of your great best stories out of Del Mar.
yeah. So what I'm going to frame it when we actually start. I mean, we're recording now, but I'll have the kid come and cut everything. I'm going to start it out with, hello, EquinEdge community. I'm here with Bruno. If you've been to Bruno's website and or got his blog posts via email, lots of good, interesting stories. We're getting ready to head into Del Mar. We thought we'd take a look at a couple of them tonight. There's great stories, good advice, good reinforcements in all these, and we'll do a little series with these if you guys continue to hit the like button. So we'll see what the reaction is and what people get. But let's try and keep it at 15 minutes because that's about the amount of time that these people's attention.
Okay. All right.
So the Desperado one, let's just cut straight to the chase and forget about Shia and all that, and let's pick up the story at Del Mar with the prince.
The Prince. Yeah, okay. You got it.
When we get over to Froggy is a good one because that one will take a little bit more, a few more minutes.
Yeah, it'll tie in. I'll tie it in. I'll tie it in.
That's perfect. Okay, let me get my timer up here. That there, background's good. Okay, Desperado. I'll give you a lead in to Desperado. And then we'll kind of go from there. All right, let me see if I can get through an opening without having to redo it fucking 3 or 4 times. Get in the right spot. Okay. Ready? Hello, EquinEdge community. I'm here with Bruno de Julio. If you've ever been to Bruno's website or if you're on his emailing list, you'll see that Bruno does some blog posts from time to time. We figured we would do a couple of stories tonight on that, and instead of reading it, you can hear it from the man himself. Bruno, we're going to start back a story called Desperado. It involves you being down at Del Mar and being summoned. Can you tell us, first of all, like the time frame? Is this 10 years ago, 15? When was this?
This is probably around 2000, 1999.
Okay.
And so I had gotten to be, where I hung out a lot in the suites area at Del Mar on the Turf Club. So I would frequent over where the Prince of Saudi Arabia, Faisal Salman, was the late Faisal Salman was over at Del Mar, and he'd always from time to time ask me for horses. Well, one day I'm in the press box minding my own business, and I see one of his lieutenants come up to the press box and go to Mac, and who is running the press box. We need to speak to Bruno de Julio. And I'm sitting back there and my eyes got really big, like, oh no, what did I do? What did I say? So I'm pointed, of course, Mac didn't waste any time pointing his finger right at me. And the guy comes over, he goes, the Prince summons you. So I'm thinking, oh shit, So I go down, and this is before he was with Baffert, I believe. So I go down there, and he says to me, I am stuck 30,000. Give me 4 horses for the last race superfecta. Okay. So I gave him the 4 horses, and I turned around to walk away, to walk out and go over into the main lobby. And then I thought about it for a second. I said, he's going to box it. He's not going to hit. So I turned right around, and of course the security guards are like, sir, and he's like, no, come on, let him through. So I get through to him. I said, sir, let me show you how to play it. And we did 3 horses on top, 4 horses in the middle, 4, and then 5 on the bottom. I don't remember what it cost, but he had the money. I didn't, So he walks out. So he starts delegating, to all his, and I swear, Chris, it was like ants all over the place making bets. I don't know how many times he put that ticket in. So I'm sitting there and I'm at the bar and I'm sweating, because I'm thinking, now if he loses, he's gonna come looking for me.
Oh, yeah.
So I am I am pondering my options. Run, leave the track. I said, you know what? I'm gonna let it ride. And there was this woman next to me, a really beautiful girl in the turf club at Del Mar. Shocker, right? And we start talking, and she's like, "What about this prince?" And I looked over at her and said, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You know a prince?" And she goes, "What do you drive?" I looked at her like, that's not a question you usually get from people. What do you drive? So me and my own stupidity looked at her and go, a 72 Ford Pinto with a new wood on the side. And the look on her face of utter disbelief and shock was like, and she realized I was playing her. I did throw in that they had a really big back seat. At the same time, one of the lieutenants comes over and he says, the prince would like you to come to the box after the race. And the girl ears pricks up. The prince? Well, a prince? I said, I said, you never know. You kiss me, I might turn into a frog. Knows. So comes the story. I'm sitting at the bar at Del Mar. If anybody has been at the bar at Del Mar in the turf club, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm watching this race unfold. And they run 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. He hits. You have no idea how relieved I was,
Sure.
So the superfecta comes in 33,000, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm wondering how many times did he hit? So I take the girl and we go up to see the prince, and he's all happy. He must have had it 20 times. Now, in my mind, this is what's going through my mind. Number one, I'm never going to get rid of him. Number two, if I take anything from them, I'm going to be tied to them for life. So, he hands me a ticket and he goes, you pay the tax on this. I don't want to take the money. I know it's $33,000, but I don't want to take the money because I don't. And you know what? People are going to look at this and go, you're an idiot. Right. But I don't want to be tied to where I have to answer every time they call.
Sure.
So I go in and cash the ticket. I sign for it. I give him the money and I kept the percentage for the tax. So that way I wasn't tied on to him.
Yeah.
So that was the story. I left out of the track counting all my fingers and my toes. I was okay. The girl realized I did not drive a Ford Pinto, but this ties in.
Bruno, that
go ahead.
Ford Pinto that you're in.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Ford Pinto that you're in right now. I know I can't see the wood paneling.
No, it's a Ford. It's a Raptor. It's a Raptor. I got rid of the Pinto.